got a text here from Doug in Sligo in Ireland. He asked about Sean Mannion. Did you ever spar with Sean Mannion? Sean Mannion at the time, the middleweight top contender.
Me and Sean Mannion, we fought. We had a fight. It went 10 rounds. It was, I think, myself personally, I think it was one of the best displays of boxing that I gave with the fight with Sean Mannion. Combinations from all angles and movement was good. I mean, that was one of the best times I had with all my body was working right.
Sure, and you, as you say, your body did start to let you down, so you think towards the end. Then, Errol, after that fight, you lost a couple more. Eventually, I was at your last fight with Trevor Ambrose in Manchester, the only national press man, and I will pat myself on the back for saying that night, and that was a sad night. And then after that, you did all sorts of things. You did a bit of stand-up, you did a bit of selling stuff on the market, both dodgy and straight. You were like Del Boy of Lewisham for a while, Del Boy of Lewisham via commentary. And then a few years ago, you bumped into, you met with Alan Lacey, and you got into the white-collar stuff. Now you're seriously into the white-collar, training the white-collar warriors. Is there a degree of peace in your life at least now, Errol? Do you found that you sort of settled at least?
I don't think. I mean, I've always taught myself never to be satisfied. Always to try and bet yourself. I'm always looking for something better. But I am happy with the way my life is at the moment. I mean, I love coaching young children.
Yeah, because you go into schools a lot as well, don't you?
That's right. I go to schools. I think. The boxing is struggling at the moment. They need more help. They should bring back, I think, a bit of boxing. Teach these kids discipline. I mean, someone like me, myself, it wasn't for the help of boxing, a sport of boxing, that saved my life, put me on the right road. I mean, I could have went anywhere. I could have been fighting all the time, in trouble with the police, but I never was in trouble with the police.
No.
I stayed clear of the police.
Police took an unhealthy interest in you, especially when you had your Porsche. Young black guy, flash clothes.
That's right.
Keeping odd hours with a Porsche.
That's right. That's right.
What did that tell you? He must be a wrong un, bosh.
Yeah, they were all pulling me up. Where did he get that money from? You know, is it his? You know, I was always pulled up. Sometimes I get pulled up probably 3-4 times a day. I was always being pulled up. You know, it's just certain mate you go. So one of the reasons why I had to leave where I was living was Coventry, because it was.
You know, one of my best pals growing up was Tony Adams, who signed with you and Burton.
Tony Adams, that's right.
And tell you what, I could walk from the Fitzroy Lodge gym in South London 10 times out of 10 on my own and never get stopped. I could walk the same walk to the same bus stop and get off in the same part of Brixton. He goes one way, I go the other way. And I tell you what, 5 out of 10 times during those dark days in the 70s, we'd end up getting pulled. Those were troubled and very disturbing times. Saad Mohammed on BoxRec, one of the websites that does a lot of work with us here on BBC London 94.9. They've asked about any book signings coming up here. What have you got coming up? Come on. Where can the public meet you and listen to you?
Well, all I can say to you, if you want me to come to your area, all you got to do is contact my ghostwriter, Tony McMahon.
Yep.
And you can catch me on the website, and we'll sort out a date. Will come down to where you are. There's no problem. We'll sort it out.
There may be one on May 1st in Coventry at Waterstones.
Waterstones, Coventry. Yeah.
Now, what a lot of people don't remember about you, but I do, because in my novel, The Fixer, which comes out next week, and that's the last time I'm going to plug my own book. Trust me, we're selling your book. Although I did do the introduction for your book.
That's right.
I'm on the front cover, foreword by Steve Bunce, the slim and good-looking Steve Bunce. Why didn't they add that? I told them to. Anyway, there is a book signing for your May 1st Coventry Waterstones. I'll come up to that Saturday morning. I'll definitely be there. I'm only up the road. But how about people forget, and I've got it in my book, you spent some time, well, not some time, you did enough at the Kronk to deserve to wear the famous colours. What's your memories of the Kronk and some of those fighters?
I've got some great memories of the Kronk boys. We was in America, me and my good friend Andy Strawn.
Yeah.
He became cruiserweight champion. From Hitchin, that's right. We was in Detroit. I remember we first touched down at the airport, come straight into Detroit, and the first time we've seen someone being mugged. Just a lady got mugged
right in front of you.
Right in front of us. It was proper. It was real. Some real horrible things were going on at the time.
Detroit was like that. Tell me about. Tell the listeners what the famous Kronk gym was like. Because people imagine it's some sort of glorious place, and it was. You know, and you obviously, you know, you sparred with Tommy Hearns there. Tell me about the Kronk gym and sparring with the great Tommy Hearns.
Right, the Kronk gym was underneath a boiler room, and it's like a complete sweat, but it was like 100 degrees. It's like being in the Sahara Desert. As soon as you walk in there, you burst into sweat. And that's why I believe how Tommy Hearns got his weight down to shrink his weight down.
Because he was a freak, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a very big guy. When he made the weight for a fight, all you could imagine, he was like a comedy sort of geezer. He had these big massive gloves. There's like
A beanpole.
a beanpole on it, like big boots, big gloves, and it was a comedy laughing. We had such a great time there. We was there with Milton McCurry. Was there Milton McCurry?
Mike McCallum, I bet.
Mike McCallum, all the guys, all some top fighters, all guys like myself, black guys like myself, and they're all fighting for a dream. They're all proper
Pushing for
fighters.
the same thing.
That's right, all pushing for the same thing. A lot of them never made it to a full age.
There's a massive list of people from the Kronk who ended up dead
got
or in
killed,
prison. It's unbelievable. Now, we've played that little clip of of Mark Kaler talking about Errol. That's going to be available on YouTube. So if you YouTube Mark Kaler and Errol Christie, you might find that. As I say, the book's called No Place to Hide, How I Put the Black in the Union Jack by Errol Christie, my special guest tonight. Now, and there's a signing, there's definitely one book signing, May the 1st in Coventry, but there might be another one at Gym Box. We're not sure the date. I'll keep you posted on here. Errol, before I kick you out off my show, man, I say that to everybody. I don't ever kick anybody off. I'm too nice a guy. Before I kick you off my show, let me ask you this. Do you have a regret? Any regrets? Any single regret or more than one regret?
No, I don't have no regrets. I'm glad that I came out of Coventry where I am, because I've seen a lot of my friends in Coventry who never made it out of there.
Yeah.
Well,
some of the Magnificent Seven you couldn't contact.
No, it was just I was just glad that I got out of there. I mean, people think I didn't think I failed, but I haven't failed because I'm a happy guy.
Listen, if you want to read a book that will both take you up and take you down, then take you down even deeper, then take you up even higher, and then take you down even deeper, get hold of this book. And if you're used to reading autobiographies of boxers, which are absolute pap, and believe me, I get about 2 of them a week, this is not one of those books. This one, you want to stop reading it after a while to let it sink in. Then you want to go back and read a chapter again. Then you want to read that chapter again. You want it to last. It's called No Place to Hide, How I Put the Black in the Union Jack by Errol Christie with Tony McMahon, and it's published by Aurum Press. It's out today. You'll be able to Google it. It's a doddle to do that type of stuff. It's been my absolute pleasure to have you on the show, Errol Christie. I honestly, I'm begging you, go out and have a look at this book, and I tell you what, if you buy it and you think it's a stinker, call me up. I'll meet you somewhere, buy you a pint and refund your money. Trust me, I ain't that wealthy, but you know what? It's not going to cost me a penny. And you're not meant to do things like that on the B-Bar. You're not meant to tell people you buy them a pint and refund their money, but I will. You buy it, you don't like it, you call me or you send me an email, steve.bunce@bbc.co.uk. I will put my money where my mouth is because I won't spend a penny.